Good morning, church family, friends, and visitors, and welcome to First Baptist Church of Annapolis on this 127th anniversary. First Baptist Church of Annapolis was organized by the Reverend William Raddick and has been a powerful force in the lives of the residents of Annapolis since 1893. On April 27, 1943, Reverend Leroy Bowman of Washington, D.C., accepted the call to become pastor. Under his zealous leadership, all departments of the church were strengthened. With "Let all things be done unto building" as its motto, the church wholeheartedly accepted the pastor's challenge to press on toward construction of a new edifice, which would take care of the ever-increasing church family and be dedicated to the glory of God and the salvation of mankind. Dedication of the new First Baptist Church was held on Sunday, September 16, 1954. Having outgrown the structure, a new sanctuary was erected to support programs involving the whole spectrum of Christian ministry and witness, concentrating on worship, evangelism, missions, Christian education, stewardship, and social services. Reverend Bowman faithfully served the church and the community for more than 60 years. On January 7, 2006, Reverend Louis J. Boston was elected pastor of First Baptist Church and installed on April 2, 2006. Reverend Boston, a native of Edgewater, Maryland, is one of 16 children. He is a product of Anne Arundel County Public Schools, and he graduated from Wiley H. Bates High School. In June of 1959, he graduated from Morgan State University with a Bachelor of Arts degree in Political Science and graduated in May 2003 with a Master's of Divinity in Old Testament Studies from Maple Springs Bible College. But it was at the tender age of 12 that Reverend Boston dedicated his life to Jesus the Christ. In 1956, he was called to preach the gospel, and he was later licensed and ordained in 1970. And in 1997, he was selected to become the assistant pastor to his spiritual father, the late Reverend Dr. Leroy Bowman. The many men, women, and children who have come through our doors at First Baptist have come from so many walks of life. They have been residents of the community in which we serve, those who have served in the military and found a church home upon separation, or those who have just asked a friend and found our church family to be welcoming and open to receive them. They have also brought many talents. They were musicians, educators, businessmen and women, and craftsmen. And we thank them for all that they did for our church and our church family. Today, under Reverend Boston's leadership, First Baptist Church continues to thrive, carrying on with traditions in various ministries, including Women's and Layman's Days, Easter sunrise service, and the annual candlelight service. Reverend Boston also pushes us to look towards the future. Our music ministry continues to flourish, often looking back to our gospel roots for strength and forward with contemporary stylings to provide the word in a manner to capture the young and the young at heart. The outreach ministry takes care of those in need, even when you may not think they need it. Serving the most vulnerable in our community is what this Missionary Baptist Church does and does well. In addition to our traditional Sunday morning worship, there is also fun in other forms of fellowship. That may come in the form of a church picnic, a trip to Sight and Sound theaters to see a play, a praise and paint party, or just a walk in the park with friends. In the midst of a pandemic, things look very different now. But the love of God doesn't stop, and nor does our praise. We have moved our worship from the building to the airwaves, but our fellowship continues. And it is with Pastor Boston's guidance that we also look to our children for the future of our church. It is they who help us continue to look for more opportunities to grow, to learn, to develop in how we worship, when we worship, and through technology that we worship in this pandemic space. For without them, we know there would be no First Baptist Church, no future. We must nurture them, teach them, and allow them to show us the way to the future church. There is so much more to be done. There is so much more to learn. There is so much more to teach. But we have both young and old who are willing and who are able to do so. So we should focus on them for our tomorrow. So, First Baptist, in a message from our pastor on this 127th year anniversary, he says, "My beloved, I pray for your continued effort to promote worship, community service, goodwill, and grace at First Baptist Church. And may God bless each and every one of you as we remember our yesterday, cherish our today, and look toward our future."